How's everybody doing today? Bringing it inside because the dogs are barking, our neighbor's dogs. Hi, Misty, you go outside. Hang on, you got a drool. There you go. What are you puppies doing? What are you puppies doing? What are you puppies doing? Yeah, that's what you're doing. What do you want? Okay, go play outside. You too, Misty. You go out there. Yeah, you go. You go look for the squirrels. I brought you inside because the neighbor's dogs are barking. And I just try to be a bit more quiet. Unfortunately, dogs hear noises and they start barking. So today is inspection and maintenance, and it's all about maintaining your investment. The canoes, they can be quite expensive. And as much as, you know, they get banged around, and you can't avoid that. I mean, you take a canoe out, it's going to get banged up, but that doesn't mean you can't maintain it once you're back home. First order of business is strip the canoe down. And what I mean by that is I have additional seats. I got padded cushions for the yokes. And if you have your safety kit that stays clipped on, all that stuff, I strip it right down so I can hose down the canoe and give it a good bath. And I wash it with the same soap you use to wash your car with. And if you're thinking, what's the big deal? It's just a canoe. It's in the water. You get wet. The dogs jump in. You got sandy paws. Who cares about a little bit of sand? Well, it's beyond that. And what I mean by that, and I'm going to explain, is if you're like me, where your canoe is part of your fishing experience, or your fishing experience is part of the canoe experience, however you want to look at that, when you're hauling fish in your canoe, fish have slime, and that smell transfers to your canoe. And if you don't wash, and I wash my canoes periodically throughout the summer, because it will stink like rotten fish in there. And it's not, your next outing is going to be an unpleasant one. It's not nice sitting in a canoe and having the smell of rotten fish coming off the bottom, hitting you in the face as you're paddling down the lake. It don't matter how windy it is or how much in the open air you got. That bacteria is in your canoe, and it's gonna stink. And that's very important. I find it a very, very important part of your canoe experience is to wash your canoe. And just to go a little bit further beyond that, I have personally seen one time a pontoon boat that was stored, tarped up, everything, and the interior was completely destroyed by raccoons that went in there because that pontoon boat had the smell of fish in it. And the raccoons went in there and they ripped the upholstery to shreds. It's so, you know, it's beyond just, it's a sanitary thing, and it needs to be taken care of. So that's what today is all about. Also, I'm going to inspection. You want to inspect your canoe for damages, because no matter what, unless you're really fanatical about your canoe and you refuse to go into areas where your canoe is going to get damaged, like you only take off from sandy beaches or something like that. Here in Canada, we have the Canadian Shield. It's exposed bedrock, it's granite, and the shorelines are rocky. No matter what you do, you're gonna bang up. And if you're going down backcountry rivers and creeks and all these things, there's rocks everywhere. These are water highways hit with hidden dangers underneath the surface. And you're gonna scratch up and you're gonna bang up your canoe. So it's important to maintain that. Light scratches, it doesn't mean really nothing, but you wanna make sure you didn't crack your gel coat and these kinds of things. So today is all about that. I'm gonna mostly video, not too much talking, I don't think, because it's outside. It's a bit noisy with the neighbor's dogs barking and stuff like that, but we'll see how it goes. So follow me along. We're gonna do I'm gonna go through a mental checklist, and if this is something you are interested in, stick around. Well, I'll talk about a few things that I do every year before I put my canoe away for the season. All right, so stay tuned. Okay, a quick recap of what we've got going on. The boats are both shampooed out, looking nice and shiny. We'll let those dry. And once they're dry, we're going to go inspect the scratches. So far, we got the safety kit, mandatory in Ontario. And in the safety kit, when you buy this kit, this is perfect for a canoe. It's a little pocket. That's your bailer. You got a buoyancy rope inside. It makes you legal, but for one thing missing, you need a flashlight. So when you buy if you ever buy these kits, remember you got to go buy a flashlight and add it to your kit. So part of the inspection today, the flashlight does not work, and it is specified working flashlight. So we'll throw some batteries in there, see what's going on, make sure we get this running again, and throw it back in the kit. The seats, I have an additional seat that I put in my canoe, because when you hit my age, you start having aches and pains and long days on the water. You want to be as comfortable as possible. And the seat, let it dry, but I shot it close quarters with the hose. These things get full of dust. If you're like me and your playground is out in the back country, that means dirt roads, and dirt roads means dust. And these guys, the webbing, the dust gets right in there. So shoot it really tight, close. You're gonna spray yourself down at the same time. It's gonna back shoot at you. Who cares? Just get her done. Check all the staples, everything looks good. My flag, when I'm traveling on the road, this flag clips onto the back of my canoe. It's starting to get sun faded, but it's still orange enough, I believe. I think I'm gonna be okay for another year with this guy, so I'm not gonna be too concerned about that. Same thing, yoke cushion. Shot that really good because it was dusty. In addition, today, my one canoe has an adjustable seat. So this seat snaps off, and it has regular snaps on one end, but the other end has this little mechanism with a button, and that locks down into a stainless steel pin. So just a quick and easy, a little bit of machine oil, put a drop in there. See if I can get that on camera here. A couple of drops into the mechanism, make sure it doesn't stiffen up. These things take 2 seconds, makes a world of difference. My yoke. So the other thing is, if you have a lacquered finish, a varnish or whatever, you want to check, make sure the sun, over the years, this is new, this one's in perfect condition, but if you got an older canoe, your varnish or lacquer may get cracked. The sun just dries it out and cracks it out. You may want to look into refinishing those. If you're lucky enough to have a canoe where your wood trim is just oiled, there's nothing easier than getting some oil and a rag and re-oiling your gunnels or whatever your trim is. For me, the yoke in particular, one thing I noticed, I know the camera's probably not going to show it very well, but the end is not lacquered. Probably, I would imagine this yoke comes into a way, whatever length, and then the manufacturer cuts it down to whatever length to fit the particular model of canoe that you purchased. This is a removable yoke, and the ends have been cut and the edge quickly shaved down, so there's no no rough edges, but that exposes the wood, so there's no lacquer. So just a quick fix up for that. If you're a perfectionist, maybe it's frowning about something like that, coming from a reputable canoe company. For me, it's not a big deal. A little paper towel. A little shot of linseed oil on the exposed ends, and that will do the trick. We'll do this again next year when we put it away at this time next year. All right, man, I'm gonna move the camera outside. We're gonna go inspect the hull and see how bad the scratches are. So the green canoe is basically my beater canoe. Or if I double paddle, that's the canoe I use. My other one is my primary canoe. It's my go-to. So the green canoe is fiberglass. It's more prone to cracking, so I'm gonna pay special attention to that one. The other canoe is Kevlar. It's much more durable, and I'm not expecting to see any damage. So far, I didn't see anything worth talking about. But we're gonna do a close inspection just the same. All right, so I'll cut this short right now, and I'm gonna take you outside and we'll have another look at that. Look at that right there, we got a blowout. You can actually see the fibers underneath. And then at the other end, I have, let's see if I can catch it here, the beginnings of a blowout. So let's go get some material, and actually let's go to the garage. We'll discuss how we're gonna fix this up. Okay, I dug through the garage. I was looking for some kind of glue. Well, particularly I was looking for two-part epoxy to mix together. And we're gonna fix those two little spots on that canoe. It's very important for me to do that because it's, you know what, it's not a big deal. It doesn't take long to fix, so let's fix it. The thing is the fibers of the fiberglass are showing, and I want to cover that up, protect it. Obviously, it's gone way beyond any gel coat. So we're going to go in there, cover that up, and try to prevent a spider web effect of the fiberglass. So I was looking for a two-part epoxy, which I can't find nowhere, but I did find an Ultra Bond super glue. It's just a tiny area. This will work just fine. Today it's Permatex Ultra Bond super glue. This stuff is potent. So I'm personally okay with using this. I think this is gonna be just fine. So I got that, and we got a knife, because that one area where it's cracked but not blown out, actually I want to dig that out, and I want to break it off so I can get the glue into the pores, and cover that up and let that set, and I'm good to go. That'll be repair good enough to go. And these kinds of things is just simple little repairs like that will add years to your equipment. So let's go outside. I'll set up the camera on top of the canoe and watch me glue stuff together. it flowed right in there, and it's bond instant. This is as good as a repair as I can make it happen. Okay, let's get you into frame here. And we're right over here. Oh yeah, oh wow, that's really bad. Oh, that's a bad one. May have to do 2 coats on this one. Oh yeah, I can see the glue actually flowing underneath. Okay, let that set. And we're off to the races. Okay, ready for the tarp. Wrap that up like a burrito. Well, there it is, guys. Just a little bit of a maintenance video. I hope there's some information here that you can take home and use for yourself and shed some light on a few little things. Winterizing a canoe is certainly easier than winterizing a power boat, as you can see. A little bit of maintenance goes a long way. So, you know what? Thanks for watching, and come back again sometime. See you later.